Hello Captains, welcome back to the next episode. My name is Adam and this is prepared version 4.3 and we are in Hong Kong at the, let me get this right, the Kai Tak airport. Now this is the old Kai Tak that is now not in use anymore, unfortunately. It's situated right in the middle of Hong Kong, and what we're looking at right now is Rex Airport's taking care of the runway textures and the airport textures and buildings and that. The scenery is being taken care of Orbex Global, and so is the mountains, like in terms of the buildings on it. The trees are Terra Flora, and the hillsides and all the elevations are FS Global, and of course the sky is Active Sky and Skyforce 3D with Invectic's sky colors. Now, I don't actually see an airport here, to be honest. I don't know if this actually has an airport or not, because I don't see one by Rex. So, what we're going to do is we're going to take off, because I have FlyTampa's version of this airport. And we're going to see what difference it does, and do they change these buildings or not. These are very nice textured buildings. Frames are very below par. I think I should have actually sort of deleted like my auto-gen draw distance down a little, because frames are half of what they should be. So I think for the next video I'm going to do exactly that. But for this video we'll just have to bear with. It's going to be a little bit jittery because I'm also recording. So in terms of what everything looks like, textures, grass textures and that, Dreswick Design add this little nice overlay texture that makes it look like grass, but the actual texture itself will be Orbex Global Base. But to be honest, and this one here peeking through looks like default Orbex, so that's a bit naughty. As does some of this stuff over here peeking through the scenery. I think, to be honest, because I'm sure a building of airport must be sat here, I have a feeling there might be a slight glitch in the sim at the moment, because look at this here, these don't look well blended in either. So I think there might be either this area isn't modeled well, and you guys will be able to tell me if that's true or not, but from what I remember, actually, there is another airport over off to this way over here, I think. And you can fly over that mountain and land at it, but we won't be doing that. We're going to turn right around now and head down towards that airport again. Because we really want to see... Oh gosh, we're going to stall out if we're not careful. We really want to see the difference. As you can see, like the buildings down here, it looks like there's things missing here. There's a big wide open gap just here, which I'm pretty sure would not have been there. Look at this, there is absolutely no airport here. Rex hasn't put one in for some reason. So it's put the runway in, but it hasn't put any airport textures in. Now, there might be a case of, because it's an unused airport, it's now disused. The AFCAD files or the BGL files that the airports, or the software, sorry, of the airports rely on, is no longer in the files because it's an unused airport. So there might be when I put FlyTampa in, might be resolved, and you know. But to be honest, not much attention has been paid to this area. Look at these textures here; these are embarrassing. These are pretty awful. From a bit higher, I'm sure they look fine, but from this altitude, I think they're pretty. They don't even look as decent as the buildings, to be honest. And the buildings are pretty, okay. I'd say they are very repetitive. There's only about 4 or 5 different versions of the buildings here, but other than that, I think they're fine. But this isn't a review of the city; it's more a review of the airport. Bit of a road system going on there, I can see. All these buildings, both sides of the airport itself, they have a very similar feel to it. Yeah. So let's have another pass, and we will finish it off here. There we are. By saying airport. What airport? So in the next half of this video, I'm going to go away and I'm going to put in FlyTampa's version of what this airport looks like, and in particularly what this whole area will look like. Do they pay attention to that as well? We will find out in the second half. Thanks for watching the first.
Hello, welcome back to the second half. Now, another disclaimer. Again, after I recorded this video, I've now come to edit it, and for some reason the commentary that I had laid down is basically missing. So what I must have done is just not plugged in the microphone or something. I don't know. Anyway, let's continue. So I've gone away. I've installed FlyTampa's Saitek airport in Hong Kong, which is a disused, now closed airport in real life, and it's been moved not too far away from here. Looking back in the distance there, I can see new buildings. They've all been changed from what we just seen in the first half of this video. The buildings themselves look really nice now and a lot different. There's a lot of variation. Runway texture has changed. That looks nice. There was no building here when we looked at it with Rex Airports, but there was the runway texture. So obviously FlyTampa have changed runway textures and the surrounding buildings, which I quite like the look of them just from where we are sat here. So let's get this plane moving now, and we shall see what else FlyTampa have done. Now it's just this airport we're going to inspect. I don't think we're going to fly over to the other airport. We may, but we're primarily looking at this one, the Saitek or however you pronounce it, in Hong Kong. A lot of people enjoy flying to this airport. Talking with a lot of people, a lot of flight simmers, this is one of their favorites to fly to. So yeah, I can't see an airport. I will have to do a flyby here and just check it out, but I can't seem to see one. Nope. That lake there, just off to the right there, wasn't there in the last before the installation, so that's something new that FlyTampa have added. I haven't been to Hong Kong, this airport. I haven't landed at this airport, so I don't know what it should look like. I'm guessing that is more accurate, but the buildings are the main thing that I can see. First off, is that they're colorful, they're not repetitive, there's quite a lot more of them, and they really do look good. A lot better than what we were given by P3D and then what Orbex replaced with. I can see a couple of the original buildings still left there, but the majority of them have been changed, and you know, photoreal or not, they do look really nice. I don't know if FlyTampa have added mesh, but that hill in the background does look a little bit different. Maybe it's just because it's got better textures or scenery objects on there now, but let's have a look at see if the airport, or if there is an airport. Last time we flew over there was no airport whatsoever, and that's just due to the fact that this is a closed airport, and so therefore, you know, the sim is not obliged to replicate it. So there I can see, yes, the airport is open. There are planes there. It is open for business, modeled completely. It has got a lot of planes there, I can see, and it looks great. It looks like any normal, usual working airport. Off to the left there, you see all the planes, and flying straight down the middle, you've got that. Well, I guess that's a port or a harbor of some kind. I wonder if you can get a boat in there. But all the buildings themselves, the textures are really nicely detailed. You know, I've got absolutely no complaints from what I see. The ground textures are really nice. They have that oil slick look to them, you know, that dirty, used look, and I do like that in my airport textures. I don't like too clean files. I do like to see the dirt and grime. And plus I use texture direct as well, which adds another layer of dirt and grime. So I think my airports tend to be really dirty. Might need to send the cleaning crew in there. And even coming in on your approach, you can see that you're going to get a nice view. You're going to see something that's really nice, and I bet on a nighttime approach this looks absolutely spectacular, because it looks really nice during the day. We've got active sky in the sky, giving us the weather, and you know, we've got the FS Global Ultimate giving us the terrain. But if FlyTampa are not give us anything for that, I don't know. But yeah, totally happy. The buildings here, you know, are the main thing because of the big change. You know, previously in the last video, the buildings were so repetitive, just like these ones here to the left as we're turning now, and just yeah, looked blah. But now it's like it's given a new life and a whole lot more buildings attached to it. So for me, the buildings are the main thing, you know. But I'm in a C152, so if there's any flights, if there's any places you want me to fly the C152, if there's anywhere you'd like in Hong Kong or the rest of the world for that matter, maybe coming into land at this airport from another airport, given what the limitations of the fuel tank will allow, give me a flight plan, just 2 airports, and I will set one up and I'll record it and I will publish it in a series just dedicated to the C152. And I'll be getting viewpoints from the outside, from the inside, you know, running through a proper startup from cold and dark all the way through. So this will be in a series that should be starting soon, to be honest. I am collecting flights ready. I've got about 5 that I've got recorded already, but I want to wait until I've got like at least 10 and then just sort of all in one release them over. So if there's any flights you want me to do, let me know. I'm totally, you know, happy for this. FlyTampa's done a great job. In fact, I think maybe we should go over to the other airport. I think we do go over to the other airport and check it out, because I don't know if within this pack that airport is also modeled. I'm not too sure. So let's maybe have a fly over and see if it's been modeled or not. Because I know that they say there's Hong Kong, the Saitek airport, and then there's an airport another way, and it escapes me what that one's called, but it's literally, they've moved the airport. They've kind of like, you got Saitek there that you can see out the right window. Oh, look at all that scenery there. Oh, see, now that's a thriving landscape, that is. Yeah, then you've got the other airport just over here or on the horizon somewhere. I'm not too sure where, but I have flown it with a 747, so it might actually be a little bit further than just on these hills here. But we can have a look to see how far FlyTampa have done the scenery, because by the looks of it, they've actually given us all these buildings here as well, beyond the airports. These are the same types of buildings that surround the airport. So by the looks of it, they've given us full like landscape as well, not just modeling an airport. They've gone to town, and yeah, looking at this, it looks pretty good. They've done a good job. Obviously this was built and modeled probably before P3D version 4 came out. This is the version 4 though, I do have, but I'm pretty sure if this was redone now today, it would probably look a little bit different, probably a little bit better, who knows. But I mean, I'm happy with it, and it runs fine. There was no elevation problems, there was no issues installing it. As long as you install a airport or a scenery the correct and proper way, you will not have any issues unless there is an inherent issue within the thingy itself, within the airport itself. So just checking out what it looks like now at nighttime. Look at that. That looks cool. That looks pretty cool. You know, one thing I found with this time preview is that there is a special moment to go flying for every scenery. like it has this time that is just best suited for that scenery. And if you really want to get the most out of your scenery, you know, try and find that best time to go flying in your scenery, and it will look like photoreal, spectacular, really nice. Each one is slightly different. I think it's, you know, really does depend on the time that the sun is, you know, at, and what buildings it reflects off of, and the landscape. But I've noticed this, that every airport or every landscape area has its own particular time, that when you use the time preview slider, there's a moment where it goes, yeah, that looks really good. So have a play about with that, and I shall come in for a landing now. I think we're clearly deafing off that other airport now. So let's butter the bread on this landing. You know, a lot of people have asked, like have said, I've noticed on Facebook and forums about they've had issues with airports, and I'm just going to quickly break down while we land the plane the best way to install anything, okay? Either be it scenery or an airport. So once you've finished your installation of your scenery, just open up P3D, okay? Head over to that airport, and it doesn't matter what aircraft you're in, just open up the airport and have a look. And you'll most likely see weird stuff going on and go, what the, right? Close your simulator down. It was important to run that simulator straight after, because it loads files in, the temporary files. So you need them loaded in for the next step. Then go over, if you have Orbex, right? If you don't have Orbex, then you probably won't have any issue, or you may have to do it manually. But if you've got Orbex, go over to FTX Central, and at the end of the day, who doesn't have Orbex, you know? Open that up, run the vector tool that comes with it, the auto configurator, let it do its thing, apply the changes, and exit out. If you use shaders for any external program like PTA or what's the other, Tomato Shade, reapply your shaders, okay? That's step 2, I guess. And then finally, open up into the airport, into the aircraft, open up with the weather, and just do a full simulator, you know, like as if you're going to do a flight. And you should see everything is properly and, you know, arranged, and it's working fine. Okay? Anyway, I gotta shoot. Thanks for watching this video, guys. Bye-bye.